Shoppers at Costco are doing a double take. Fall officially arrives this weekend, Halloween just a month away, and already the warehouse store is selling Christmas trees and other holiday decorations. Whether you think that's too early or not, it serves as a reminder that the end of the year is fast approaching. Guys, what should be on our autumn financial checklist, and is it too early to make an appointment with you for a year-end review?
No, we love year-end reviews, and we're more than happy to get together. It's now the time to take a look at running these numbers because it gives you an opportunity to kind of sleep on it, digest it, determine if it makes sense. You have an opportunity to talk with your CPA if it's going to be important tax things. But the leaves are changing here in Northwest Ohio. We know what's coming, and that deadline is going to be here before long. When you look at year-end financial checklist, there really are some important things to take a look at. We had a segment earlier today that we had talked about different things that need to be done throughout the time of the year. That's like, looking at your Roth conversions or required minimum distributions. And, if you missed that segment and you want to find out about retirement deadlines not to miss, go over to our website, americasretirementheadquarters.com, or just look us up on YouTube or any podcast, and you can watch that past show on some more tips. But those are areas that, again, you have to take a look at from a financial checklist, going over and looking at what are your capital gains payouts. If you have non-taxable retirement accounts, making sure that you understand what those are. If you have required minimum distributions, maybe you're philanthropic. Maybe you want to do something impactful with your RMD, and that could be donating to a charity. But either way, making sure that you get it out, because your failure to do so can result in substantial penalties. Missing those deadlines can be crucial, and you don't really get a do-over if you miss some of those deadlines that are out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think fourth quarter is a good time to do the retirement checklist review for a lot of reasons. It's a good time just because there's a lot of deadlines, opportunities you can take advantage of before the new year begins. So, some of the reasons or some of the things that I think should be on your checklist, it's a good time to Medicare. I'm going to give a shout out to Scott here to start shopping for your Medicare coverage during the open enrollment season, which generally runs from October 15th to December 7th. And so this can help you plan for the healthcare plan that's going to suit you best in the new year. And it's not always the same one as previous year. I sit right next to Scott. He's been on the phone all day long talking with clients. I know there's been a change in one of the local providers, and so he's been doing some triage there. You may also be able to deduct out-of-pocket healthcare expenses if they exceed 7.5% of your income. And so if you're close to hitting that threshold and you've got some procedures maybe that are planning on coming up, maybe even your deductible for your life insurance or for your health insurance plan, it might make sense to kind of bunch those together. Take a look, reevaluate to see what your expenses are so far for the year in healthcare, and then maybe schedule some of those procedures or some of those things, doctor's visits that need to be done before the end of the year, so you can qualify maybe for some additional healthcare related deductions off your income. It's also a good time to, gather the receipts, documents that you need for your filing. That's always fun, at least for an independent advisor, self-employed, getting all those, receipts together that are stuck in the, console of my car and in my book bag and all that stuff, and getting them together because you don't want to miss any deductions or any credits that you might qualify for. And then obviously, like you said, big time for charitable deductions. If you've got a required minimum distribution that's due this year and you're donating to charity or church or, causes that you feel passionate about out of your checking account, Nolan, that's a no-no, right? We want to definitely be taking from your required minimum distribution, sending to the church, the required minimum money, because that's a tax deduction for our clients. So, that's definitely, on my list. My Christmas checklist before the end of the year, those are some of the things that we're checking off on it.
Yeah, I think, again, as a small business owner myself, if you think about it, we work with a lot of small business owners. So if you're a small business owner and you're listening to the show and you need a second opinion, maybe you're not working with a financial professional, this is an area going through this checklist. I think there are a lot of different things that can be done, whether it's talking about, what does your company-sponsored retirement plan look like? What are the changes maybe you should be looking at for healthcare-wise for you, yourself, your family, your employees? Looking at things as a small business owner, should you take and maybe spend some money on things that you're going to have expenses for next year? Maybe it's better off to make some of those purchases this year. Maybe it's better off to delay those purchases to next year. But grouping some of those expenses together as a small business owner can really kind of help you navigate the landscape. Then when we're looking at it as an investment professional, conducting that year-end portfolio review, there's some good things that can happen. As I mentioned earlier, number one, looking at if you have a taxable account, looking at maybe investments that have some losses in there, try to look at tax loss harvesting to be able to get some reductions in what you pay, to not being surprised with capital gains that were passed through in mutual funds with the big run-up that we had this year. We talked about creating a tax roadmap for you, looking at doing a Roth conversion, not missing the December 31st deadline to determine if a Roth conversion could make sense for you.
Topping off those contributions, to your retirement accounts in general.
It all adds up. And then even going in and taking a look at the portfolio review, it's a good time, if you're setting yourself up for a regular rebalance. This year, we've had equities have performed extremely well. In a previous segment, we talked a little bit about, where we see some of the risk in the market in the future. So getting prepared and developing your plan for 2024 is crucial. So, Chris, I'd say, it is September. It's late September, but now is absolutely the time to be calling and getting an appointment on our schedule, going through the checklist and making sure that you can get ready to go as the end of the year is not too far away.
No, it's a pretty severe reminder, seeing Christmas decorations in Costco right now. Is it too early to schedule this year interview? Not at all, and quite to the contrary. You can find a time that's going to work best for you, a more convenient time, as people who maybe use their dental or vision benefits, in December know. Sometimes you just have to go with whatever appointment you can get. If you go ahead and take care of it right now, one less thing you have to concern yourself with as you enter into 2024, which will be here before you know it. It all starts with a phone call, 419-794-3030. You can also go to the website, arhq.com. Don't forget, a lot of events coming up, including the Semi-Annual Economic Summit coming up here in a couple weeks. You can find out more information, including how to reserve your seat for those, arhq.com. Click on the events tab. And we want to thank you, as we always do. Really do appreciate you taking some time out of your day to spend with us here on America's Retirement Headquarters. Please have a great week ahead of you. Be safe out there. Guys, as always, grateful for your time. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with the final word.
Yeah, great quote for this week. It's from C.S. Lewis, and it is, "You are never too old to set a new goal or dream a new dream." So have a great week, folks. Enjoy it. And just remember, when you think retirement, think America's Retirement Headquarters. It's home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates. We'll see you back here next week. Same time, same channel on Toledo's largest talk station, 1370 WSPD.